I still get like comments, YouTube, racist, right? I look like Psy, I look like Kim Jong-un.
Most people play small and live a life of regret. I want to put pressure on you today to step into your fear and step into your potential.
If Jesus Christ gave a sermon on the Temple Mount, his famous sermon, you'd have people, trolls, there's nothing new there, that's bull. He's full of, like, no matter what you do, people are gonna say it sucked.
Rise and shine, it's espresso time.
I wake up every morning.
Espresso keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
So let's start your day off right together. Grab your coffee and sip on today's message from Dan Lok. Also, if you want to learn to have more confidence, check out my 254 series. It's free. The link to join is in the description below.
After you practice martial art, you develop this natural self-confidence. Not cockiness, but you develop this natural self-confidence. I still get like comments, YouTube, racist, right? I look like Psy, I look like Kim Jong-un. Oh my God, I look like, right? Wow. Every day, I get that. That's okay. That's okay. They're not who I want to impact. Right? I see. Remember, if you have 1 million people watching your content, 10% don't like you. That's 100,000 people. When I have 10 million people watching my content, that's 1 million people not liking me. Yeah. That's a lot.
It's quite a lot, yes.
1 million people like, and because Sifu is so direct and blunt and provocative, right? Like it's, right? Mm-hmm. So people hate me, really hate me. Like it's not like, oh, I kind of don't like this. I hate your God. Like you die. Like it's like very like direct stuff, right? Because it's too, it irks them, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. But at the same time, keep watching my stuff. It's hilarious how it works.
I see.
Like I have haters, everything, like same hate comment, you suck. Watch all my video. Like I upload 9 a.m. You can see like negative comment right there, same dude, right?
Fast. They're essentially your fans.
They're like thumbs down immediately. What the is going on? They don't watch my stuff, but they keep watching my stuff.
You have two choices in life. Choice number one, chase your dreams and risk upsetting some people who don't get it. Or choice number two, play small for life and never do what you're capable of because you're afraid of what some people will say about you. Most people play small and live a life of regret. I want to put pressure on you today to step into your fear and step into your potential. So yesterday I shot a 10-part series with Neil Pasricha. He is an author who's sold over 1 million books. And I did a 10-part series. I said, Neil, I have a series on how to make $1 million in different industries. I want to do a 10-part series with you on how to sell 1 million books. You've done it. Most people have never come even close. I want to pick your brain, dissect it, understand what makes people successful, and how to sell 1 million books. And he said yesterday on camera that his default reaction was, who am I to do this? I mean, I just got lucky. Yeah, I don't know how I did it. And he was afraid to come on and actually share some of his tips because most people don't ask him this question. It's like, I've never been asked this question before. I don't know how to respond. I'm afraid of coming on camera on a YouTube channel with you, a friend of mine, and looking dumb and having nothing to say. And because that was part of the reason, he had to go off and do it. And so he came up with a list of 10 things. He came up with his ideas. He said, no, I work hard. Neil's one of the hardest working authors of all time. Neil is constantly working, constantly grinding, constantly finding new opportunities to write books and promote his books. He got there not out of just luck. He got there because he worked really hard at it. And I pulled out those lessons from him. And that's the mindset that I want people to take. That's what I want you to take. That you're not in your situation because you're lucky. You're good. You could be better. You could still grow more. But you're a genius. You're talented, you're amazing, and you need to let that shine, you need to let that out. And some people may watch you, they may watch your videos, they may read your books, they may see what you produce and say, this person is so full of themselves, this person doesn't get it. Like, you're not gonna appeal to everybody. Even me, even my message, I'm not a controversial guy, right? My message is believe. How do you hate on believe? People do. Right? I'm not coming out with my channel and saying this person sucks and talking politics and all these things that you know are going to trigger people. Right? That's not who I am. I want to spread belief. And yet, even though I think we've got one of the best communities online in the YouTube community, people are often toxic on different channels, but shout out Believe Nation, fist bump, love you guys. It's positivity. And yet, we still have people who are negative. They don't get it. They want to spread negativity in my community. And so what do? Should the answer be, well, I'm not going to post content because I'm worried about what this person's going to say? Should I not post content because I'm not happy with the end result? I mean, it was 350 videos I made public before I wasn't completely embarrassed by my content. Embarrassed, like I couldn't watch it back. I was so embarrassed, like, oh, it's so bad, it's so bad, it's so bad. Post. Next, move on to the next one. And with practice and repetition, you get better. I've done 6,000 something videos, so it took me a long time to get there. You might be able to get there a lot faster, but it's very rare that you start off and the first thing you do pops. And even if it does, don't expect everybody to love it. You're going to get people who will not like what you do. When my Sears with Neil comes out, he was afraid to do it. He stepped into it. He crushed it, has amazing advice. Somebody's going to watch that and say, this is stupid. This is never going to work. Oh, it'll work for him, but it won't work for me. You're going to get that. And it's more reflection on them. It's them. Like if the best part of their day is coming and leave a negative comment on your video, on your book, on your Amazon reviews, right? If that's the highlight of their day, how crappy does their life have to be? Like they hate their life. Imagine the amount of negativity somebody has to have to come to a YouTube video and leave negative comments and spread hate. Their life has to suck. So don't play on their level. Don't be so afraid of what somebody's going to say that it reduces you from doing the thing that you want to do. Because otherwise, if you're constantly living in that fear of a tiny minority who are vocal, expressing anger or distaste towards you, you'll never do anything. You'll be in a constant state of paralysis, of fear. And then it'll be over. Then your life will be over. And you'll look back and say, I could have done something amazing and I didn't because I was afraid. And so I want to apply pressure today so that doesn't happen. So I'm going to give you a 3-step process that I want you to use that I think will really help. Step number 1 is when your heart beats, you do it. If your heart's beating, you're afraid, you're nervous, you're scared, do it. Teach yourself. This is a signal. This is the signal that you need to act. This is not a signal to play scared. You do things that are scary. You do things that are difficult. You step into the fear, right? You have to go do the thing. Now, as long as it falls within your moral bounds and you're not going to hurt yourself or somebody else, right? There are very few things that fall into those categories, right? You're not going to say, oh, I'm afraid to touch that saw, so, and then you cut your hand off, right? Don't do that. Be smart. But most of the things that you're afraid of are other people's judgment. You're afraid of failing and somebody seeing it. You're afraid of the comments that are going to come back, and so you have to attack it. And so try to find something today. Try to think of an idea that you come up with, and then you're nervous, you're afraid. Do it. Teach yourself. I'm the kind of person who does it. When I feel nervous and afraid, I step into it, right? Every time that you do it, every time that you catch it and you do it, you start building more self-respect, more self-pride, more self-love, more self-confidence. And every time you're afraid and you play small, it goes the opposite way. It's not just staying stable, it goes the opposite way. You're building more self-hate. You're respecting yourself less every single time. So when you catch it, train yourself. I do scary things. Attack it. Step number 2 is adopt the Quincy Jones rule. Quincy Jones had one of the greatest clips of all time, at least for me.
Not one drop of my self-worth depends on your acceptance of me.
Powerful, right? Not one drop, not one drop, not one drop, not 1 ounce, not one little bit of your opinion of me impacts my self-confidence. That's where you want to get to. It's more, what do you think about yourself? Are you proud of yourself? Are you proud of your effort? Especially some stranger who doesn't know you. What they think about you, that's going to let you stop you from doing the thing that you want to do? Not 1 ounce, not 1 drop, not 1 centimeter of my self-worth, my self-identity comes from your opinion of me, right? And that may be a lie at the beginning for a lot of you, but tell yourself that because it's motivational. It's inspiring. When your heart's beating like this and you're trying to find the drive to go off and do it, it's scary, right? I mean, that's the whole point. We're not just you don't want to do not scary things all your life. If you're never scared, that means you're always inside your bubble. You're photocopying your same day over and over. You don't want that. You want to do scary things. And if the reason why you're afraid to do it is because of somebody else's opinion, and you know you need to do it, heartbeat test, remind yourself of the Quincy Jones rule. Right? Why are you doing it? Because you want to be the person where not 1 ounce, not 1 drop of your self-worth comes from somebody else's opinion of you. And step number 3 is to remind yourself that you're the tree. Entrepreneurs and leaders, we're trees. We're trees. Think about, what does a tree do? A tree breathes in carbon dioxide, right? Breathes in carbon dioxide, which is poison in quantities for humans, right? You taking too much carbon dioxide, you're gonna die. It's poisonous. A tree takes it in, breathes it in, eats it, grows from it, and then spits out oxygen positivity for the world. That's what a tree does. That's what you do. As an entrepreneur, as a leader, that's what you do. Your job is to take on the poison, to eat it, to grow from it, and then spit out positivity for all the people who are like you. For everybody who looks like you, who sounds like you, who wants to do the thing that you're doing. Even if you don't make it, just the fact that you're willing to try is an inspiration for everybody watching you. Where if you are cowardly, if you feel the fear and you don't do it, what you're saying is it's okay to be ashamed. It's right to be ashamed. You're giving into that shame, that fear. Where you should be lifting people up, showing people as an example. I'm an introvert. I didn't want to tell my story. How does an introvert go and become YouTube famous? You know, this is it. Follow my journey. You can follow me along the path where I didn't want to tell my story. I didn't want to talk about myself. I thought I was too egotistical, and I thought nobody would care. Right? All of these things, and then by doing it, what you're doing is you're providing a shield for other people who are like you. You're providing a shield. So for me, I'm making a shield for other introverts to say, hey, you can go and be on camera too. It may take you some time, but it's possible. And so reminding yourself, you're a tree. Humans are built to serve. You want to serve people. You want to help others. Your highest purpose will come from helping other people. And this is how you do it. How do you help people? Well, you help people through difficulties. You can only help people through a difficulty that you've been through. So this thing that you're so afraid of is your next difficulty that you're going to go through. And then you can serve other people and help them go through it too. And the fact that you're willing to try becomes that inspiration and motivation for them. And if you make it on the other side, the further you go through this, the more you're fighting and cutting the weeds and dealing with all the issues that you have, the more you're tackling the fears, the more you'll be able to help other people, the bigger a tree that you'll be. If you tackle small little issues that you're kind of afraid of, then you'll become this little plant. And you can help people who just have those little tiny fears. You take on bigger things that you're really afraid of, that cut to the core of who you are, you'll be this huge tree. You're going to serve the world. Entrepreneurs and leaders, we're trees. You're a tree. Breathe in the poison, grow from it, spit out oxygen for the world. Now, I've got a really special bonus clip that I think you're going to enjoy. But before that, question of the day, I want to know, what is your heart beating? What's it beating about that you're going to go take action on today? Let me know in the comments below.
You know, when I wrote the book, I knew I put myself out there for public scrutiny, that I get a lot of detractors. But you know what? I mean, in the end, and the internet, like, I think if Jesus Christ gave a sermon on the Temple Mount, his famous sermon, you'd have people, trolls. There's nothing new there. That's bullshit. He's felt, like, no matter what you do, people are going to say it sucks, right? You know what I'm saying? And you live in that sort of world where you just have people that are going to love you and people that are going to hate you. So I think that the haters serve a purpose. So, you know, I don't even think much about it.
Hi, this is Dan Lok. If you're a fan of Evan's work, if you want to know exactly how to model my success, I want to invite you to join me for a special online training. All you have to do is click on the link below. You can join me for absolutely no charge. So click on the link below and I will see you in class.
And if you want to know why Dan Lok thinks you're losing too much, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
In the marketplace, a lot of the people, when they want to price their service, here's what most people do.